Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts89 here. Just a little video on Kevin Feige. Kevin Feige has basically been promoted. He was once upon a time just in charge of Marvel Studios, which dealt with the Marvel movies and the MCU, but not the TV wing of Marvel or anything else. That was Marvel Entertainment, which was under the purview of Ike Perlmutter. Apparently they had a lot of issues. He didn't support really spending money on the movies and really doing a quality job with them, and he didn't really... They imply he was a bit sexist and racist, and he was very much against diversity and progressiveness and casting different actors and different characters and sort of Black Panther stuff like that. He was objecting to that. So what they appear to have done now is they have made Kevin Feige in charge of everything now. So he's in charge of TV and film. And the good thing about this is, because something I sort of noticed and I thought was bizarre, these two stories sort of came and passed and I didn't make videos on them. Number one, there seemed to be a big gap between the Marvel TV universe and movie universe. The shows like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and that, what were the other ones? Punisher, Jessica Jones, Daredevil, Iron Fist. A lot of these, they kind of seem to be working in their own universes, and they weren't really affecting the movies. The movies were just doing whatever they wanted, which is good creatively for the movies, but it didn't sort of support an overall universe. You kind of could watch the movies and not need to watch the TV series, and you can watch the TV series and didn't affect the movies. But now, because they're about to compete with Disney and Disney Plus, the idea is, well, they know they have to now compete with Disney and Disney Plus, so they are unifying the universe, or will unify the universe, so that you have to watch the TV shows to watch the movies, and the movies require you to, they all tie in together, so it's going to help their streaming and that. Because the other issue, because that was an issue in itself, and I didn't really understand why, and there was some talk about why Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. things weren't respected in the films and were ignored and that, and I hadn't watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so I didn't know what things were not being adhered to or ignored or acknowledged, but I'd heard people complaining about it. The other thing was that when Disney bought Marvel, Disney basically let it be known that they were going to pull all their content that they owned, Marvel and all that, off Netflix. So Netflix spitefully cancelled all the shows because they basically were now promoting future Disney Channel shows. So they just cancelled everything, even though they were popular and fans were loving them. They just did it, a totally political dick move. Hated it. I thought it was really offensive. Now, and they also had a contract where they had to freeze the characters for 2 years, and no one else could go on and continue the shows. So they did these shows that were well received. They own them, and they're doing nothing with them now because they are belonging to the competition and supporting the competition. So now the talk is, and I think this is mostly rumour, I got a lot of my information from United Edge and some of those other guys, and I think they're very good with their research and their factual stuff, but they do love rumours, and as long as you can differentiate the rumours from the actual facts, it's fine, I think, to talk about rumours, as long as you really make it clear what is a rumour and what is not. And I've lost track of what was and what wasn't now, unfortunately. But the issue is now, will they reboot all those shows? Because they own the titles, they can make new shows, but they don't own the seasons that have already been filmed. So the question is, will they reboot them from scratch and have their own ones that cannot be confused for the Netflix ones? Or will they continue on those already successful shows with the same actors and the same characters and continue on the stories which the fans would want? Because now they're theirs, they get the views, and they already have that built-in audience, so it would seem stupid not to do that. But there's some talk that because of egos and they want to create their own thing, they will reboot it and create their own thing instead of continuing on. And we see this a lot in Hollywood, where someone will come in and they will change something just to make it theirs, not because it's warranted artistically or because the fans want it. In fact, it's usually going against what the fans want. But what will they do? So that's the issue. And the talk is that they are going to buy all the next Netflix shows and then just put them all on Hulu, and the new seasons they'll continue on with will play on FX and then go to Hulu afterwards, which does make sense because Netflix has no use for this series. They can make money off them. The people who, Disney's going to make money off the characters now, so whether they make the new shows or whether they use the old ones. So, and the only really issue with that is this guy, Jeff Leob, or Jephlebob. I have no idea how to say his name. I heard it said once and forgot how they said it, how they pronounced it. He was the one in charge of TV, and he was really attached to pushing these characters continuing. And now Kevin Feige is in charge. Is he going to say, no, clean slate, I want to do my own characters from scratch, for our people, and just not care about the audience that's already there? Because they could always just change the shows to their liking and just keep the actors and find a way to bridge the continue the storylines and bridge the shows. So I thought that was interesting to see how this has developed, because I didn't quite understand the differences. I didn't realize Marvel Entertainment was organized different person, Marvel Studios different, like they're all separate divisions. And now Kevin Feige is pretty much in charge of everything. He's still not in charge with Marvel Entertainment. They're dealing with merchandising and God, what else? Merchandising is something else. They really only have two things left now, and the comics. And that's the other thing people are talking about. Comics, apparently, the word that I'm hearing from a lot of people, a lot of videos and that, is that comics are dying. The studios are pushing agendas that the old fans are rejecting, and new fans aren't really coming up, and the comics aren't selling. People are mostly just buying old comics, graphic novels and stuff. So it's not really financially smart for companies like Marvel and DC to stay in business, because they have the movies making money, the comics don't make money, and there is this fear that they will just ditch them, or perhaps just sell the licenses to other comic book companies who are existing independently, don't have their own film studios. That is their major business, like IDW and people like that, who apparently are not doing well financially. I haven't researched all this independently. I can't be sure all this is accurate, but it is a little scary to think that Marvel could just stop purely for business financial reasons, not because of artistic or moral or dedication to fans or anything like that, or history, or they could just be gone because they weren't profitable. And within this overall large corporation, they didn't serve much purpose as just being an arm of something, as opposed to if Marvel was just its own, just making comics, obviously they need to keep going. So, and some people will argue that there was a thing called Comicsgate, and there's a lot of debate about whether it's real or what the implications are. I don't know enough about it to make a whole video about it, but I just wanted to add it in there. So we'll see what happens, but hopefully what we'll get is the movie universes and the TV universe being maintained, syncing up, needing each other, relying on each other, so they support each other, and everyone's happy. That's what I hope happens, but we'll see what happens. So thanks for watching. Feel free to like or subscribe, and feel free to leave a comment. I love comments. Everyone likes comments. I'd like to hear what people think. Thanks. Bye.